everybody. I'm Azzy,
I'm Ando.
I'm Ralph.
and we are the group that got the short story A Rose for Emily by William Faulkner. And today we're going to tell you all about it. So let's just dive right in. Okay. So, for a quick summary of A Rose for Emily, it is about Emily Gearson, who is a woman raised by a controlling father in her small town. But and when he passes, excuse me, she is left isolated and unable to accept this loss. So after his death, Emily starts a relationship with Homer Barron, but she fears that he will leave her. So in this fear, she buys arsenic and poisons him in her home. She keeps his body in her house for years, which illustrates her deep fear of abandonment and overall resistance to change.
Okay, so basically, the theme of the whole entire story is more so isolation. It shows the isolation of how Emily felt when her father kept controlling her. It shows the isolation how um, Emily is growing up not having the freedom to explore. So basically, Emily's isolation is caused by her controlling father, as I said, and it shows that her father trapped her, like mentally, not only mentally but also physically. Like he trapped her in her mind, but also like in like physical form. And another theme would be like the fear of change. Like because her father controlled her life so much, she was so scared to like change up because she's from like the olden days, so she thinks how everything was then should stay the same.
Mhm.
Unlike how society is trying to adapt to the change, she's trying to restrict herself from the change.
Okay. The story is set in the small southern town of Jefferson in Mississippi. In the years following the Civil War, and into the early 1900s. This setting creates a mysterious and tense atmosphere as the town is deeply traditional and resistant to change. Because Jefferson is a close-knit community, everyone closely observes Emily's life, which increases gossip and judgment. The setting helps explain why Emily feels trapped and isolated, since the town constantly watches her while also refusing to truly help her. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you. Right. So, as for the point of view, especially while reading this, it was a very interesting uh, point of view to hear the story from because of the inside perspective that we get. We are told the story of Emily through a narrative from the townspeople themselves, the townsfolk, and we get to know their inside thoughts, how they were pitying her, how they were trying to show her sympathy, how they were essentially dealing with the whole debacle of Emily throughout the entire story, both before and up leading up to her death.
For the characters, Miss Emily is portrayed as isolated and controlling. Her refusal to accept her father's death and the passage of time reveals her deep fear of abandonment and her need to maintain control over her life. These kind of traits contribute to her emotional instability and separation from society. Emily's father is possessive and controlling. His strict authority over Emily's life stunts her emotional development and prevents her from forming healthy relationships, which lead to her isolation even after his death. And the town. The town functions as a gossiping and judgmental collective. While the townspeople closely observe Emily's life, they choose to judge her rather than intervene, allowing her isolation and disturbing actions to continue unnoticed.
Mm.
I'm finished. Yeah.
Okay. So symbols. This story has a bunch of symbols, like small symbols, big symbols, but the ones that we found were basically like the rose. like in the story, a rose for Emily. The rose symbolizes purity. It symbolizes how, like, you know how, like, when you put a rose on someone's grave, like, it's a type of flower. It shows more than what it's seen, right? Another symbol would be Emily's house. Emily's house symbolizes the past, and the fact that they're trying to change up things and she doesn't want them to change it up shows that she's stuck in the past and she doesn't want to move on to the like present per se. Another symbol could be her father. You know, her
Mhm.
father is a big character in this story, and because of her father, she can't really branch out to be the woman or the person she wants to be. She can't marry the person she wants because she never got introduced to that type of lifestyle. So these symbols really help introduce the story in a deeper way.
Okay, so now that we've talked and discussed a little bit about A Rose for Emily and covered some of its most important and vital points, we're gonna have a little discussion all between us. So my first thing I want to ask the group is: do you guys think that Emily was more scared of change or abandonment?
Um,
So if I
I
can, I'll give my 2 cents first.
okay.
Um, honestly, from the story, it really is a mix of both because she never really got to experience change because of her controlling father, but also the moment her dad died, she had that abandonment instilled in her, and she didn't want to have that again with another man like leaving her, albeit for a different reason. But if anything, I would say that sh- um she was more scared of change, if anything, because she never got to have that experience of change and she was never exposed to it, so naturally it hindered her socially and in many more aspects. So that's why I think she was more scared of change rather than abandonment. What about you guys?
Um, I think that she was more afraid of both change and abandonment,
Mm-hmm.
but more so abandonment. Like that's why I think she killed him because she was so scared that he was gonna leave. So like the fact that she killed him shows like she wanted him still to be close. Like she didn't want nobody else to leave her. Like that's why the fact that when her dad died, she didn't want to believe it because she was scared that he was gonna abandon her. So he she killed the guy because she didn't want him to go anywhere. That's why I think they said in the story every night she was like lay she like found like hair next to his body because she would like lay like next to him, you know, just so she
Right.
could feel close, you know.
Yeah, just so she could have that closeness and so
Yeah.
he wouldn't leave. All right. How about you, Ralph?
For me, I think Emily was more scared of abandonment. Like for her, change means losing people. That's why she kept the body of the person that she killed. Because like every big change in her life ends with someone leaving her, so she's more afraid of being alone than of new ideas. That which is why she takes extreme action to stop people from living, even killing people. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
All right. Awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the next discussion question we have will be okay. Number, do you think that Emily is aware of the consequences of her actions, or do you think she's acting out of denial? I think she's acting out of denial. Like so, like do you know like when you do something and you're not really aware of it until
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
something happens? I
Yeah.
think that's what's happening with Emily. Like she's not acting in the right sense of mind right now. She's
Mm-hmm.
acting out of her emotions. That's why people say like, oh, don't email a professor back when you're angry at them, or don't do this when you're feeling this way because that can drive you to do some crazy things as we've seen
Right.
in this story. So I feel like she's acting more so on denial because he like he was gonna run away and she didn't want that, so she just bow like you know
What?
She did the
she
most.
did what she
Yeah.
needed to do.
Truly.
Okay. I'm with. Did you finish?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on the on this point because I feel like Emily is acting out um with- out of denial because She refuses to accept death and the passage of time, which shows she is disconnected from reality. Like the denial allows her to like avoid facing the truth about what she has done. Like she killed people, she killed a person, and I don't think she really recognized what she did. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go with the rest of the group here. I really do think that she was like her all her actions were very irrational and done out of denial, out of her emotions, out of an unwillingness to come to terms with them. Because, like Andel and Ralph have said, emotions really do lead people to make some spur of the moment decisions so that things won't affect them directly right at that moment without even realizing that it could hinder them. So I really do think Emily was not at all aware of the consequences of her actions. She did not think it through. She did not think twice about buying the arsenic from the shopkeep. And she, because of all her circumstances, she 100% acted out of denial.
Um. Now, there's a question about like, what do you think was going through Emily's mind when she realized Homer was going to leave? I think that Emily was likely feeling some kind of panic and fear because after losing her father, Homer was her last emotional connection with like reality maybe. The thought of being abandoned again pushed her to act out of desperation. Instead of accepting the loss of losing Homer, she
Hmm.
chose control, believing that killing Homer would prevent him from leaving her. And that's why she kept him all those years in her bed, even when his body rotted. Well, that's it. What do you think, guys?
You want to go in, Del, or shy?
I can go.
Okay.
You can go.
I
Okay.
think I think what was going through Emily's mind was, like we said now, but like some type of anger. Like
Hmm.
you have to be one angry person to want to kill somebody just because they're leaving you, right? Like you would think like, oh, because someone is leaving you, you would like curse them out or like yell at them or be like, okay, bye, leave then. But for Emily, like she's definitely so old timer. So instead of doing that, she's like, okay, what's the best solution I think and know I can do to make him stay. Like she realized she can't make him stay when he's alive. So she's like, okay, let me make him stay through death. Like soul ties, kind of. So yeah, I definitely think that that's what's going on in Emily's mind. I could be wrong, but that's definitely what I think was going on.
No, I can definitely see that. So for me, I in Emily, what I think was happening in Emily's head, that when she realized Homer was had she home. Whoa, I think that Emily was going through a lot of, like we've brought it up commonly. I think she was going through a lot of like denial. She doesn't know how to necessarily handle the abandonment well, especially with her father's passing. And
Mhm.
also it was also comprised of like anger, like as Endel previously had said. She When she realized Homer was going to leave, she did not think things through rationally or logically. She immediately went to the decision, I'm going to buy this poison. I'm going to poison this man cuz he's going to leave me. And that's the only way I can get him to stay. And even continuing to sleep beside him after he died, it really just shows that she was during this whole process so scared of the abandonment. She had this fear that was constantly building, that she was going to get left. And when that fear became prevalent, she irrationally found a way to put an end to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
think.
So
Mm,
that's it.
yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you enjoyed our podcast. We hope you enjoyed, again, A Rose for
Sorry.
Emily by William Faulkner. That's all.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.